It was a fantastic talk and an eye opener.
Thank you, sir.
While water, of course, new kinds of sources can be used, like gray water, etc. What are the avenues for new materials? How do you reduce the amount of water by looking at new science in how concrete is interlocking itself?
There is a lot of research going on, and the concrete itself has changed and evolved a lot over the past 150 years. It is not the same concrete used today that I studied about. So there are changes, but one of the important things about concrete, which is a limiter, is the cost. See, concrete is only about 2 rupees a kilo. And so whenever there is an innovation, we have to make sure that this cost does not increase. And when people outside our field are told about the cost, they are totally surprised that we make a material so cheap and yet it has to last for 100 years and do what all it's doing. So cost is a limiter, and within that constraint there have been a lot of improvements happening.
There are big things that we can do in the country.
Sure.
In discovering new materials.
Yes, it is happening. It is happening. Concretes are evolving a lot. And at our institute, we have done a lot of pioneering work. And so it is happening, but very slowly. The inertia is very high. Civil engineering inherently has a lot of inertia. Things don't happen overnight. People want to be sure that things will stay up and not fall off. So that is also a constraint.
You know, one of the fundamental questions in chemistry is self-assembly. If you look at this question of concrete or structures, nature makes big structures like seashells. Seashells are so strong and they are made in salty water. And they don't require clean water. They are made with iron soluble in water, and they are made at room temperature. The only issue there is that it is made very slowly.
Good.
And if we can do things slowly, nature knows how to use dirty water and make it well. So is there a science now that you can, or some kind of a lesson that we can learn from nature? If we do concrete slowly, time is another factor. We all want to construct tomorrow. So is there something that one can do, one can learn from that by setting concrete slowly? Can we use even dirty water?
Good. I think these are questions that we should discuss. It'll be great if we can sit together and look at what are the options. Shells and other natural materials have been the motivation for making concrete. And people always say that when we make concrete, we are trying to make an artificial stone. So that is there in the back of the mind. But like you very well pointed out, time is of essence. Right now, today, the biggest innovation that contractors demand is fast construction. So that is again a constraint that we have.
There must be other questions.
Yes, we have one here. I think I will put this question to Professor Pradeep. Growing paddy, a significant crop in India, is said to require generous amount of water. Are there any solutions to target optimal use of water for paddy cultivation?
Well, several of our friends are interested in asking this question. In fact, from ICCW's perspective, sustainable use of water, if we have to practice, our major intervention has to be in agriculture. But agriculture, just as Professor Gettu pointed out, it is a cost issue. You can't be talking about giant innovations without realizing the fact that, the paddy cost should not change. So there are friends of ours, although they are not part of the ICCW team, looking at new practices. For example, can we look at Indian genetic pool, the large diversity that we have, and can we tap it to have better rice varieties which do not require that much of water? So there is one of our colleagues who has a pool of 1,200 rice varieties, and some of these rice varieties can grow in brackish water, in saline water. And by promoting these rice varieties, we will be saving much more water. So it is, instead of looking at the normal rice varieties which can reduce water utilization, of course, by doing some gene editing and whatever else that one can do, there are traditional rice varieties which nature has evolved over the years, which can grow on dirty water. And thereby, essentially, you are utilizing that water. And overall, water sustainability is achieved. So that's probably a better option. That is where we are helping, but ICCW is not directly participating in this endeavor. Can we discuss on this issue of the road ahead that Nandakumar talked about? Let me, as a suggestion, let me add 2 points here. At this point in time, in unprecedented times, first time is probably in this century, I haven't seen a time like this. So we cannot plan anything without seeing this current reality. Life after COVID is going to be completely different. And one thing that is going to be significantly different is in the way that we look at disinfection. And everybody is going to look at disinfection has come as a big new opportunity. But it has also come as a big opportunity in the context of water utilization. Every disinfectant is using water. Can we think in terms of reduced water utilization with disinfection? And I suppose if there is several of our industrial colleagues who are right now on this call can probably suggest as to what ICCW should do in this direction. There are several things that our colleagues here in India and elsewhere are considering and thinking about. I was just the other day talking to colleagues in the US looking at new disinfection opportunities. This is one thing. The second point that this COVID crisis has brought to us is this enormous international virtual linkages. Science is happening online, discussions are happening online, interactions, technology development, everything is happening online. But online has also brought us a very important dimension, which is inclusiveness. Science is happening more inclusive. Everybody, anybody from any part of the world can participate in that endeavor. Whether it is poor or rich or young or old, anyone can participate irrespective of the nationalities or faiths. So my thought is that this is going to affect, or this is going to be reflected in our way in which water research is going to be pursued. Can we have an international pool of expertise available online, ready to augment our capabilities? Can we open that and create a pool? After all, it is non-profit. It's for the larger good, including the problem that I just mentioned. I have many, many more to talk about, but for want of time, let me close this by suggesting these two important opportunities, new opportunities in disinfection in the context of sustainable clean water, and two, international linkages, online linkages. Of course, there are many international linkages existing, and open innovation. Thank you. Ramya.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor. I now call upon our expert engineer, Mr. Shripati Kaulagi. He heads our implementation vertical.
No, hold on, Ramya. Are there suggestions from people?
Yes, I'm PNVV Rao. Can I speak?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. Professor, thank you very much for giving, and Mr. Nandakumar, giving the update on ICCW. I'm associated right from the beginning. I was very happy to associate with you. You just suggested water used in disinfectants. Mainly people are using like hypochlorite solution where water content is high. For hand sanitization, people are using alcohols more in alcohols. So maybe an alternate technologies are available, but may not be validated. Like suppose, for example, UV. And for tunnels, people are using sprays. Maybe UV light, but we all know that it is harmful to human beings and all. But at the different UV range. But some people found that maybe 180 to 222 nanometers for UV radiation is not harmful to human beings, but it can disinfect. So something like that, there is no usage of water at all. Such things can be thought of. But this has to be validated. These are just literature search.
Okay.
I hope I am clear.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Rao.
Yeah, other one is Dr. Kamlesh lecture where he mentioned he is trying for arsenic and fluoride. And other one also can be considered as a nitrate, which is a silent killer, and many children, small kids below 3 months are dying because of the nitrate, methemoglobinemia. Maybe we can think of nitrate online detections. And a very important thing is microbiological detection, like total coliforms and E. coli. Easy testing. At present, we have to wait for 24 hours. Maybe some other methods, but which are expensive. Regular methods are for 24 to 48 hours, we have to wait. Maybe something can be done in that direction. It will be very helpful for all over India. There is no geographical things in that. All the places we can test the contamination with respect to microorganisms. These are the two suggestions from our side, my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. And
So
any more?
I am Ravi. Can I speak to you?
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you're audible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor, for giving me the invitation online. I've been working in the water recycle 30 years. I just want to share with you my experience on hand sanitization. What I'm doing the last 1 week is I soak my handkerchief in soap water, put it in a plastic bag. So it is in my pocket always. So wherever I go, I always keep my hand wet with the soaked handkerchief. So my hand has a layer of soap. So I feel safe that way. So I don't have to wait for the alcohol sanitizer wherever I go. So I want to just take your view on this, and maybe we can spread this message, and it is cheap and anybody can do it.
Very nice thought. And so you are basically having a soap bubble on your hand.
Yes, yes. And it is in your pocket, both the hands. An additional advantage I noticed this morning is you won't rub your eyes with that. You will start irritating your eyes. So even by practice, you won't touch your eyes. I even sent this idea to the Prime Minister's office, I didn't get any feedback, so I'm just sharing. I've been using it all along, and I feel very safe. I don't have to wait for alcohol-based sanitizer. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good thought. Yes.
The second point is about recycling of water. In most of the new constructions I work with industries, we always used treated STP water for construction, ensure the TDS is less than 1,200 or 300, and use that STP water. And the last 5 years, we have not seen any serious problem with that. And treating STP water biologically is 10 rupees per meter cube. It's not very costly. So I just thought I will share with you both. Thank you.
Let me make one suggestion, TNVB. Is it possible for you to think about an online meeting on disinfection?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, online sort of sustainable disinfection can be a thought, and including Ravi, people who are excited about this can be brought together.
Yeah.
And it can probably bring in new opportunities for research, as well as people with our own team. People might find it interesting.
Yeah, sure, Professor.
Yeah. The next few days I'm talking about.
Yes. I'm available. Yes.
No, you'll have to take initiative.
Sure, I will do that.
Right.
Okay. Moving on, any more suggestions or questions?
May I have some comment from our international team, people sitting in the US? Frank, do you have something to say?
Good evening, everyone. It was a pleasure to be able to join this conference today. I must admit I learned quite a bit more about the center and what the center is working on. On behalf of Marmon Water, we're very proud to be one of the initial members of the center, and we're looking forward to really getting our piece there launched. Dr. Rashmi is, I know, also on the call right now. We can't wait for the lockdowns to end globally, not only in India, but in the United States, because we have a number of exciting projects that we want to work on, and we're looking forward to collaborate not only with the center, but also with the university. Thank you, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening and stay safe.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Hello.
So, yes.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Bhaskaran from IWMA chairman. So I would like to comment on this. See, we have 3,000 industries in Tamil Nadu overall. And in fact, I'm also secretary of the Kakulur Association. There we have 290 companies are there. All are facing problem in treating the wastewaters in the sense of sewage as well as can you even some of the engineering industry they use for oil and all. So there also they are facing a lot of problems. So can you take it up with some project like this and do some solution for the industries? Particularly in Ambattur industrial estate also we are facing a lot of problems, same problem. In ETP, treating the ETP, we are facing lots of problems. We got 2 plants in the Ambattur estate. So can you help us?
Nandakumar, can you?
Certainly, Mr. Bhaskaran, isn't it? Yeah, certainly we can help you. We could, if you could write to us specifically about the problems, we can engage with you. We've already done some work for some industries in the paint water recycling, where also oil was. So certainly, I think we can work with you, and we have some laboratory results which we could discuss and take it forward. So I will send you. Okay, we will connect after this call and discuss it further. Is that okay?
Yeah, please. Thank you. Thanks for organizing such a wonderful program, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for your participation.
There have been a large number of such meetings and conferences and all, and ICCW is set up to solve the local problems as well. Ramya, can we proceed further?
Yes, sir, surely.